In today's video, we're going to be working on the coordinate planes. Name the order pair for each point graph, then identify the quadrant in which each point lies. So on the right hand side here, I'll put your quadrants. So for your notes, you got quadrant 1 on the right hand side of the graph. You have your x to be a positive and your y to be a positive. On quadrant 2, you have your x to be a negative and your y coordinates to be a positive. And on quadrant 3, we have your x to be y, your x to be negative, and your y to be negative as well. And on the last quadrant 4, we have your x to be a positive and your y to be a negative. So we're going to start for number 1. We have A, and we're just going to look on the graph where it's A, and we're going to follow the rules. So we know that right away, we know that it's on quadrant 1. So we're going to go ahead and just put quadrant 1 right away because we know that. And then we're going to look for A, and we found A, A is here. So we're going to look for X, and we're going to look. So our X is going to be 2. So we're going to go ahead and put 2 here. And then we go ahead and look for Y. So we go up 1, 2, 3, and it's 4. So our Y is going to be 4. Then we're going to go and look for B. And then we see that B is right here. And once again, we look and see what quadrant is the right bottom side, and is quadrant 4. So we're going to go ahead and for B, put quadrant 4. And we're going to look for the points. We're going to look for our X first. We know that it stops here. And we know it's 3. So our quadrant for X is 4. X is 3. And for our Y, it's going to be negative 3. Okay, you can go ahead and pause the video right now and see if you can find coordinate C and D, and then go ahead and press play and see if you have the same coordinates as I do. So for C, we know that we're going to go ahead and we found C here, and we're going to go ahead on the right hand side and figure out what quadrant is it on, and I go ahead and see, and it's on quadrant 2. So I'm going to go ahead and pull quadrant 2 for C. Then I'm going to go and look for my X. And where is X at? Here. So we know it's negative 2. And then I'm going to go ahead and look for my Y. And I know it's on the first one. So it's going to be positive 1. And for D, I found D here. And I look on the right hand side and see what quadrant it is. And it's on quadrant 3. So I'm going to go ahead and write quadrant 3. And I'm going to look for my X, and I know my X has to be Y, so I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I know it's right here at 6, so we have negative 6 for my X. And my Y is also going to be negative. So I'm going to go down and see where it is at. Stop here, and I look that it's negative 4. In our next examples, we're going to be working on graph and label each point on the coordinate plane. So for number 5, we're going to have A as 2, and our Y is going to be 1. So we're going to go ahead and go to the graph and look for 2, which is here. And we look at our Y, which is 1, and we're just going to go up 1. Go ahead there. Then we label that as A. Then we go on the next one, we have B, we have 3, X, and our Y is negative 5. So once again, we go to coordinate, we go to 3, and we go to negative 5. Negative 5 is going down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to go ahead and then we're going to go ahead and put our label, which is going to be B. Then for C, we do the same thing. We have negative 1 and Y negative 1. So we look at 1, your X is negative 1. We go down 1 and go ahead and put a dot there, graph it, and then we put as C. Then if we go ahead for the next one, number 8, 9, and 10, go ahead and try to do it on your own already. Hopefully you know how to graph already. And if not, go back to the video and replay and see if you can go ahead and study it a little bit more. And then after you get it, go ahead and start doing 8, 9, and 10. After you're done, go ahead and put play again and see if you put it in the same coordinates that I have it. So for number 8, we have 0, go to 0 as x, and -4, so we're going to go ahead down to -4. I'm just going to put it here, and that is going to be our D. And for number 9, we have -6 as an x and y as +3. So we go x, we're going to go to -6, and we go up 3. 1, 2, 3. And we put it as E. And our last one is -4 and -2. So we go -4, and we go 1, 2. We go as F. Okay. Don't forget, if you want to just go ahead and challenge yourself, you don't have to do it, but if you want to go ahead and practice more, you can just, on 5 through 10, you can go ahead and put what quadrants are each point in. And remember, if you have a friend that needs help on this, don't forget to share the video, like, subscribe, and thank you for watching.